Here I'm mounting the bowl blank onto the chuck on the worm screw. As you can see, it's going on a little too easily. The wood was a bit punky, so later on I actually have to remove it from the worm screw and mount it on a faceplate and then mount that to the chuck. Next, using a 1/2 inch bowl gouge, I true up the sides of the bowl blank and bringing it into round and bringing it into balance. Next, you true up the bottom of the blank. Now using a ruler and pencil, I mark out where the recess is going to be to mount the bowl onto my jaws on my chuck. It's a 50mm jaws I'm using, and the recess is about 4mm deep. Then using a skew chisel, I create the dovetail that the jaws will then fit into to give me a good solid lock onto the lathe. Marking out some radius lines here, which will be used to help me profile the bowl. At this point, I now start to form the bowl using push cuts. This should give me a good smooth finish and hopefully not require too much sanding. Now the outside of the bowl has been shaped, I'm starting to sand up the outside using 120, 180, 240 and 400 grit sandpaper. the tools left the bowl and finish in pretty good shape, so it's not really taking an awful lot to get it finished sanded. Next I use some food safe oil finish to coat the outside of the bowl. Put on 3 layers. Now I did discover at this stage that the wood is absorbing in an awful lot of the oil, so I had to stop using the paper towel and move over to applying the oil finish with a brush. Now turned the blank around and mounted the bowl onto the chuck using the recess I cut earlier. I'm now truing up the face of the bowl. Next I opened up the inner part of the bowl and then cut some rings to prevent the tool from slipping and damaging the outside edge of the bowl, and then I gradually worked my way in steps into the center of the bowl to provide or to produce the shape that I want. making a few final passes, taking very little off, just finishing off the inside of the bowl, putting a slight round over on the inside lip of the bowl. Just finish it off here with a round nose scraper, and now sanding the bowl prior to finishing. Again, I sanded with 120, 180, 240 and 400 grit sandpaper. Now that the sanding is completed, applying the finishing oil to the inside of the bowl also. Again, this time it just went straight in with the brush. The bowl's very absorbent. It's taken a lot of oil to actually seal it up. Again, I applied 3 coats to finish the bowl. And this is the finished bowl. I'm very happy with how it's turned out. I think the grain has come up really well. You can see the differences with the spalting. Very attractive bowl. Hopefully my missus will like it. And again, this is the finished bowl just sitting on the bed of the lathe. Thanks for watching.